Project 95, still rolling. Still rolling. We're looking at October 8th, 1995, 30 years ago today. We're playing at Adams Fieldhouse on the University of Montana campus in Missoula, Montana. So yeah, I've seen Phish in Montana, which hasn't happened too many times. It was this show was a turning point. So we're coming off Spokane, which was amazing, best show of the tour by far so far, maybe of the tour period. But now, leaving Seattle and all the comforts of community and people and the city and all those kinds of things, now we're in Montana, and it's like, just kind of in the wilderness, and we would be for the next couple days, because after this there's 2 days off. Like, they graced us with 2 days to get from Missoula, Montana to Phoenix, Arizona. So thanks, I guess. It's like a 15-hour drive. But anyway, just being in Montana was cool for me. And it's gorgeous. The sky is bigger there. I don't know if you guys knew that. But concerning the show, I'm embarrassed to say it. I said it in the initial post. I hated the show, and I don't know what contributed to that. Like, when you're on tour, it's different. Going to shows is different than when you're just catching a show in your town, or catching a run of shows, or just catching a couple shows out of a tour. It's just different. And there are good things about it and there are bad things about it. Mostly good. But tonight, I think all the bad things about it just caught me off guard. And I remember leaving the show and being like, I was one of those guys who was like, that sucked. Now, admittedly, it's coming off of Spokane, which was, a smoke show, right? And this what happens is tour spoils you. So you start to get entitled, somehow. If they don't play what you want or what you think they should play in certain spots or in certain nights, you get annoyed. What the fuck? What are they doing? Why are they doing this to me, right? And it was either that or I was tired. Certainly could have been tired. That's something about tour that you don't factor in, is how tired you're going to be, especially with a tour schedule this erratic and aggressive, with these drives and just city to city, 4 straight nights in a row and things like that. So I was probably tired. I was probably feeling a little of that tour entitlement, where I'm not like all these other people at this show, right? They should be catering to my every whim and my desires. And I'm looking back, I don't know that I've listened to this show since as a result of not liking it in the moment. And I'm looking at the set list and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? How could I hate this? I'm listening right now. Demand, number one, they played Demand, which is an awesome song. I love that. Wolfmans, these aren't the Wolfmans you're thinking of. These are your father's. These are your father's Wolfmans. Very short, very album, honoring the album version. But Ariba, Acoustic Blue and Lonesome, Prince Caspian enters the chat with 2 question marks. It's a pretty good guess, though, right? Oh, to be Prince Caspian. I kind of like played my music title logic. Like, well, they say Prince Caspian a lot, so maybe that's the name of the song. Maybe because they closed the first set with Free, and Free was ass at this time in its lifespan. But even like I said, like that's a just on paper, that's a nice first set. So if you're looking at this, or you're like, what did they do that made you hate the show? Like, did they flub all of the Reba like composed section? Did they rip chord Wolfman's? Well, actually they did, because Wolfman's wasn't a Wolfman's. But this DC Bag I'm hearing literally right now is burning my ears off. It's so good. 9 minutes, like that's pretty nice. They're raging and they go into demand. So like, again, my head must have been just in a different space. It's all I can think. In the second set, well, let's start here. The second set, I finally learned the name of the song Jazz Jam. And it's interesting, I must have learned it during the show, but after the song. I don't know how that happened, because I have it labeled Planes, Trains, Cars for the second time in a row, and second night in a row, with Jazz Jam question mark in parentheses. So I still am not sure, but I'm hearing things. And then in the margins, Cars, Trucks, Buses. So someone must have told me between them starting the song and the end of the show that, hey, that's actually called Cars, Trucks, Buses. And it's based on the signs for the rest areas or the service areas on the throughways. There's always a sign that says cars, trucks with an arrow this way, like buses this way. That's what that song is named for. So I learned that too. It's eventually on this tour, I don't know when, but that's interesting that you kind of are seeing me learning it right in front of your eyes there. So nobody got it right. Josh was 2 shows off. Well, wait, let me hang on. I want to see if I start calling it. Okay, yes. The next time they play it, it says Cars, Trucks, Buses. But, Josh, if you want to re-up on Theme from the Bottom, that's still in play. We're still doing the Feed from the Bottom challenge. But then, my point about the first set, like, I'm looking at this set and I'm like, what was happening? You got Keyboard Army, Piano Army, whatever, Planes, Trains, Cars, /Jazz Jam, /Cars, Trucks, Buses, which is, easing their way into it. But Timber Yamar mid-set YEM with a Mike 2 point. Just Mike got 2 points, not the YEM. Suspicious Minds Hi Who, Little Dog Face Boy. It's a heavy, looks like a heavy Hoist album or a Hoist show. Right? Because Demand, Wolfman's, and then Sample, Dogface Boy, and then they used the piano, the keyboard army sort of bookends. So that seems like a very nouveau Phish move, right? Like, I mean, they just did this, the Tweezer Reprise-a-thon in SPAC this past summer. So those kind of quirky themes and little gags and this piano army thing at the start and to close the first set is sort of like, you know, is this still Lawn Boy? Like that kind of thing. Whereas, is this still Piano Army? They're kind of in that. The whole second set is sandwiched like that, which is, maybe I didn't like that because it's ahead of its time and I was a douche. Who knows? But I remember this show for all the wrong reasons. And as I mentioned in the initial post, I would soon have to eat crow on that statement. In a couple days, I'm gonna tell you the story of how I maybe came to rethink. I still don't love the show. But now that I'm listening to it, I have a different perspective on it. Like, until this moment where I'm listening to it right now, I didn't like it. So that's the big story of being in Montana. And like, I'll get into this in side quests more, but I made some tactical errors that I still regret to this day, after this show, just in terms of like how far I drove and like what my plan was coming out of Montana, and this two days off heading basically from the top of the country to the bottom of the country. I was sort of, I made some bad moves, just some bad decisions. It was fine, whatever, but I remember I didn't drive that far after the show. I remember sleeping on the side of the road in Montana, like maybe, an hour outside of Missoula, and that was the first domino of bad decisions that would lead to a rough 2 days. But anyway, this show, that's all I really got for you. It's it slipped through the cracks for me because I didn't like it, and I'm embarrassed to say. I'm embarrassed now to say I didn't like any show. Like, now I've been to enough shows. I have the luxury of being able to say, like, Phish is playing. Like, be happy. Like, that they're still playing and that we get to go see them play. Like, that should be enough. Like, forget about they played this, or this version sucked, or Trey fucked up the lyrics, or Trey can't sing, or like whatever. Like, why are we doing it? I was that guy. Now, I wasn't going to the next show like, fuck this, I wasn't that. But I didn't like this show. Like, just straight up. I'm like, I hated it. I 100% said I hated it at the time. And that comes, I think, with the territory of being a young fan, a now entitled fan who's on tour and thinks he's owed something other than whatever the fuck the band wants to do that night, right? Like that's part of what I would learn through this whole process. Is like they're gonna play what they want to play, and you are lucky to see it. Like, enjoy every second of it, and that's what I'm trying. That's what I do now, for sure. But it was a lesson I had to learn the hard way in the fall of 1995. All right, 2 days off. I'll have some side quest stuff, but 2 days of no shows. And the next show is in Compton Terrace, Phoenix, Arizona, October 11th, 1995. And let's just put it this way. The 2 days off did them well. That might have also contributed to me hating the show, is it's literally sandwiched in between two of the best shows from the entire fall tour. So I'll see you guys in Arizona on Saturday.